Hi, my name is Geraldine Sullivan, and I'm a candidate for the Lamar University Master's Program in Education and Leadership. I am doing an observation video that will help me learn to look and identify different details when observing a teacher's classroom. I will be observing Robin Pullen's class in Humble ISD. She is a teacher in the Mosaic program. Mosaic is a program for young adults that have met all their graduation requirements and testing to complete graduation, but since by federal law they're able to stay in school through their 21st birthday, this is a program that was developed about 6 years ago. We concentrate on employability, lifelong learning, rec and leisure, and daily living skills. Robin Pullen has a class of 9 different students on very different ability levels, life skills classroom. I'm the agency liaison with the Mosaic program, and I help connect them with services like Social Security, getting a state ID, going through MHMRA, which is Harris Center for Mental Health and IDD services, and also many different other things. I will be observing, looking through the lens of an administrator, which is one of the requirements for Lamar University's master's program. I will be doing the observing video option number 1 on page 4. I will be paying attention to learning differences and multicultural awareness, gender sensitivity, and ethnic appreciation. In Ms. Pullen's class, she has a class of life skills students, like I said, ranging from the ages of 18 to 21. She has a total of 9 students with 2 paraprofessionals to support her and the students also. I will be observing the morning routine when they first arrived to their class. I met with Ms. Pullen to discuss the different instructional strategies that she'll be using in her classroom. Ms. Pullen's students all use some sort of visual schedule, either on an iPad or paper PECs, which are pictures. Some of the PECs on their schedule have words and some only have pictures. All of the students that she works with in her classroom are, some of the students in her classroom are nonverbal, and they rely heavily on prompt and very prompt dependence. She is working hard to help them with their independence by using waiting time and checking for understanding. Ms. Pullen assesses her students by making them stick to their schedule, and also going back and checking to make sure that they've followed their different schedule. And all the students actually help and put together their schedule for the morning. I'm looking forward to working with her and observing her classroom, and I will let you know how it goes on my reflection. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you. Good thinking. Got my brain TikTok-wise. Yes, you do. Okay, so you can take care of the rest. You got this. Okay, Mr. Daniel, you can vacuum later. Right now, this is Tatiana's job. I want to show you something. Ooh, Mr. Como, I just realized you didn't finish your microwave job. Hey. Can you fix this one? Show me how to do it right. You're right, show me. You do it, show me, right here. Correct. Now what? Correct, good job. Now what? We're undoing
Miss Jarlin?
The perfect daddy go in it?
No, he's in the middle of brushing his teeth. That's what I'm gonna hear about.
Okay.
No,
Miss Robin? May I show you what I did before?
Good job.
Before you
Much
did
better.
Before.
Okay.
yes. Daniel, did you do this?
I want to show what I
Did you do the other one? Okay, it is all wet, so yes, you did. Look at me. You have toothpaste all around your mouth. Go in the bathroom and wipe your face.
I wash my face, Miss Robin, wash my hands,
Okay.
brush my teeth, wash my face.
So you do this? Okay. Move on. Get right here. Clippy's going to get plate for us. Yes, it is nice of her.
Good job, Zach.
No, what David does.
Are you over here?
Yeah. Oh, am I? Yes, I'm over there. 170. Well, it's on there. 170 something. Yeah, would you take all of them off of the David's and the one that says Daniel? Because Daniel keeps trying to go over there and use those.
Oh, okay.
Let me see your mouth. Oh, much better. Clean face. I like it.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can someone blow the water down so I can rub my hand off?
You can go into the bathroom and turn the water on, and it'll stay on its own.
Check your iPad.
You keep pointing to one from all of them.
Must be Monday. All done.
that is? That is clean apartment. Yeah, clean apartment. I know it's supposed to say it. I'm sorry. That's clean apartment. Now you're on this one. Clean apartment. So where's that at? There you go. Get started. E-Man, do you have it? There you go. Let me whisper it. Okay. You're doing good, Courtney. Let's fix this one. Well, you can do that one first. Show me how to do it correctly. Fold it over. Yes, ma'am. Good job. So let's do that with this one. You need to do it correctly. You are doing all right. Yes, ma'am. Good job.
Okay, can I just help you something? This was not
Paul, do you have any ideas, Marie, on how to keep those shelves? This is what's happening. Look, the reason they're not staying is because this has bowed out, and it needs to be. Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, if this was pushed together like it's supposed to be, then they would stay. But what happens is the sides have kind of bowed a little bit, and so now the shelves all fall. And I just don't know how to.
But it only happened when I took away
Wait, no, I have a really good idea in my head. Let me think how it up. My thought would be a bungee cord. I like a bungee cord, but only around right here so that
So it
it
wouldn't
doesn't block.
Yeah. Yeah, so it wouldn't tight. I was thinking a rubber band, but it wouldn't go. That was a budget cord.
Actually, today we can find tie it like a rope. I have some
Okay,
twine.
You got it. How about you do it here and you turn around. You come over here. Yes, you come and sit right here.
You are doing a good job, Tatiana. Thank you for complimenting
There
me.
you go.
Zach, Como.
You're the fastest worker I've had.
Oh,
I'm gonna go sit. I'm sorry. So hard. I'm sweaty. I'm gonna
Oh, wait.
sit.
How about you go look at your schedule, move it, and then you can come and relax for a bit. You're so tired, huh? It's like a workout. Did you work out? You still have work to do, okay? You're just gonna rest for how long? Well, okay.
I'm ready.
You ready?
That first.
Oh, thank you.
after lunch today, you do go to college, you're correct. Okay? Zach, before you do that, will you bring me a pair of scissors?
Okay.
Thank you.
Here, Webby. Webby.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Webby.
I love you.
I saw you last night.
No, you didn't see me last night.
I did this birthday.
Oh, that was last week? Yeah, I saw you there.
There's a pocket.
No, Paul was not there.
Okay.
Courtney, what are you supposed to be doing?
Yes.
I stared the class building. I'm staring the class.
You were staring at the class?
I'm gonna get the water building. I think that's water building.
Basically, he's telling on himself. He was, instead of doing his work, he was staring in the classroom.
Staring at the girl.
Oh, you were staring at the
Oh,
girl.
I'm staring at the girl and the boy.
Okay, listen. It's okay if you look, if you like,
Boy and girl.
if you're working and you look like a little bit, just a little bit, it's okay. But you can't stand
I
there.
noticed that you're doing that correctly and you should keep
You
working.
can't, you
He
can't
does
go
look
in and interrupt. But it's okay if you look and, oh, what are they doing? Okay. And then you get back to work. That's okay.
All right.
Hey.
I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry.
Remind me, what I want to do on the hygiene kit is take visuals, so when they take the lid off, it's a visual, like the visuals on the inside of their lid. So then they don't have to carry like their hygiene kit and a paper.
And
It's
you know
taped
how
to
hard
the
it is for
inside.
them to put it somewhere.
Yeah, and it's just the inside of their lid, and you can even have a Velcro schedule on the inside, but then just have it taped and they can move it over when you finish it. And I'm even thinking like a, sort of like this, on the inside of their box,
Yeah.
and then have,
It doesn't have to be that size. 'Cause
No.
it wouldn't fit. It would have to be that.
yeah, well, they're gonna have less than this, because not everybody does what Isaiah does, but like brush, teeth, deodorant, you know, white face, but not Velcro, taped down, and then like a way to document that they did it.
Like a check, like little square and having checklist.
I don't really want to have them have to take it.
Oh,
And I guess it could just be Velcro on the inside of the box and they're moving it over. So I guess we could do that. I stopped taping it down and the water wouldn't mess it up. But I guess we can do just 2 things of Velcro on the inside of the box and they do it and then they move it over. Or something. We'll figure something out. I have something on Isaiah's schedule, Isaiah's wall at home, that it's printed on the paper and taped down like, wake up, get dressed, brush teeth, like what he's supposed to do. And that never moves, it's printed on the paper. And then there's like a box that he has a check mark, Velcro check mark. So maybe we'll do something like
Yeah,
that,
that's
like
good
finished
too.
and not finished.
That's good too because it's gonna be different for everyone.
No problem. Oh, you're finished? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Can I just finish with Tatiana and then I'll help you, Zach? Is that good? Okay, so Tatiana, I'm sorry. This is a hanger, and look.
Hi, my name is Geraldine Sullivan, and I am a candidate of the Master's Program for Administration Leadership Program at Lamar University. I am doing my reflective video on my observation of Robin Pullen's room, and we are actually an employee of Humble ISD with the Mosaic program, which is an 18+ program for students that have met all their education requirements to graduate from high school and also their testing requirements. But since by federal law, they're able to stay in school through their 21st birthday. Robin Pullen is one of our teachers, one of 2 of our classes that she teaches the low functioning, the life skills classes. She has approximately about 8 students, 8 to 9 at times, and she has 2 paraprofessionals that work with her. On this day, what I observed is saw some really good things and good ways of students who are nonverbal and low functioning to help facilitate schedules of their day. Many different ways that the students followed their schedule were through PECs made from board makers with both pictures and also words. Some of the students are able to recognize some sight words and other students are. Board Makers is a program that you can use to, they actually have like cartoon drawing pictures of different actions, different movements, different expressions, different things like that, and actually different jobs. But what we try to do is we try to incorporate, or actually what Robin tries to do is try to incorporate in their schedule actual pictures of possibly them doing the job, or maybe the teacher or the paraprofessional taking pictures of a task analysis of actually the job, so they can be successful and finish that job during the schedule. Another student in the class has a Dynavox, which is a box with pictures. It also has recorded voice on it to activate when this young lady pushes the picture, then it actually says what it is. Like, for example, in the beginning of the class, all the students came in. All of our students are bused from home to our main campus, and then they have 93 of the students have different schedules. And from there, since we are busing at the seams with all of our students, they are bused to they can stay at Cambridge School, or they can be bused to Humboldt High School, where Robin's classroom is. We're like renting a wing from their high school. We're not under the principal, but we're actually just renting a wing just because of lack of space at our campus. So they can be bused to Humboldt High School, or some of our students, our higher functioning students, go out to Lone Star College, Kingwood. So from Cambridge, they can stay at Cambridge, or they can be bused to Humboldt High School, or they can be bused to Lone Star College. And then at midday, it rotates again if their schedule allows. At the beginning of the day, what I observed in Robin's class was that all the students came in and they knew to put their things away and to check their schedule. And each of them actually helped facilitate that schedule, to make that schedule the day before. So there were a couple students that weren't able to make their schedule since they weren't there the day before. So Robin and one of the paras helped do that. They were kind of low on staff the day that I observed, because one of the staff members, she was actually ill, so she was home with her being sick. So she called in sick that day. So Robin worked with her. Robin worked with herself and then with another paraprofessional that day with the students. Robin and Maria is the para. They had a total of 5 students that day, and that morning only 4 students came in, so she thought that one of them was absent. But then she called over to the main campus and found out that yes, he was there, but yet he got on the wrong bus. He went to the college by mistake. So as you all know, in special ed and in regular ed in education, you have to really be flexible and be willing to fly by the seat of your pants at times. So she had to check with our team leader to see how he was going to get back from Lone Star back over to Humboldt High School. So she was able to get some support from another staff member that went over and got him. All of our teachers, most of our teachers and paras have their bus license, since our program is an 18+ program. We are out in the community 50% of the time, and like to be out more than 50% of the time, just teaching the students daily living skills, self-help, functional skills that they can to be independent as possible. But let's get back to what I observed in her classroom that day. Like I said, one of the students has a Dynavox to help communicate. She is nonverbal. Another student that's nonverbal has an iPad, and he has Proloquo to go on his iPad, and also a calendar app, and that actually has a scheduling part of that app to load his schedule for the day. It's very important for us to realize that students that are low functioning and with low processing skills, and students also with autism, really are more successful when they have, when they know their expectations, when they know what their day is going to look like. And if there is any unexpected things, like for example this one student that did get on the wrong bus that was totally unexpected, then we have to front load him. He wasn't front loaded at the time, but yet luckily he did not have any meltdowns because he did get on the wrong bus. He also is very limited on speech, and he is very independent, so he probably just got on the bus and a staff member didn't really catch him. But this is something that he's done in the past, and I think that my recommendation would be to have something that he can visually look at in the morning so he knows exactly where to go and what bus to get on. We're not sure if he's doing it because he thinks he's funny or he honestly doesn't know exactly what the expectations are, if he knows the schedule for the day, because every day of their schedule is different. So they need to know exactly where they need to be at what time. We pretty much facilitate the first couple of weeks, but this is starting the 5th week of school when I observed. So he's only done this 2 other times. So maybe with a use of a visual that he knows exactly on Monday you go here, Tuesday you go here, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. He'll know exactly which bus to get on, if at all he needs to get on a bus. The Dynavox and the iPad is a district devices. They were audited for these devices. They were since they were audited for the device, they go through assistive technology. Assistive technology actually works with the student to see if this is something that he would be successful or she would be successful in using. Since both these students are nonverbal, of course it definitely would be something that that would help them. And also it's kind of something that we feel like, as our program is only like 6 years old and it's been in works for about 10 years, but we have found the past 6 years that a lot of times students come to us 18, 19, or 20 when they decide to come. Normally we have them come when they're 18, when they're going to graduate from high school, but sometimes students or parents don't want to leave the home campus, and this is actually, we want to do the same thing that they do as their actual peers. Once they come in as a freshman, they leave as a senior, but yet the others, their friends, their peers, their cohorts would possibly go to Lone Star College or go away to college, but yet this is another step that they can do just like their peers and go on to Mosaic. And what we try to do is we try to help facilitate the more functional skills. We don't teach academics at all. It's more functional skills. So in Robin's class, what they did was she has a very, very good culture, and I can tell that she has a very good rapport with her students. She has a very good behavior management program in her classroom, and also she has a very systematic way of doing things. She has very organized classroom, a lot of visual schedules, whether low-tech visuals, which are the form of PECs, which is also made by board makers. But like I said, we try to facilitate the visuals by using actual pictures, either of the student or another person doing that actual task, since that's more age appropriate. Let's see. Also saw a few things that I would like to have done a little bit differently, maybe have suggestions or recommendations for the teacher. But in Ms. Pullen's class, there's a wide range of ability levels in her classroom. Her class is a life skills class with a high demand and high need of all the students in her class, and with constant support. It is our goal, like I said before, for all the students to become as independent as possible. So what Ms. Pullen is working on, along with her paraprofessionals, is to help each student to become as independent as possible before leaving our program. The students came into the classroom and knew their expectations by their teacher to check their schedule, and there were 5 students in the class today with 2 teachers. And like I said, with Blake not getting on the correct bus, that was something that threw a wrench into her schedule, but she did it like a champ. She just got on the phone and did what they could do to make sure that the student was safe, and the student had a plan, exactly knew what to do. So another Mosaic teacher went over in a bus and got Blake from Lone Star College. The teacher had a very visually structured classroom with visuals, schedules for all students. She had low tech to high tech. Low tech, like I said before, being PECS. And then also, I felt like that this was very motivating for them. They knew exactly what they had to do because their schedule was on the wall, and actually had in their breaks that they could work for. Their breaks that they work for are ones that they chose to do their free time, either at the computer or to look at a magazine, because those are something very age appropriate for an adult to do. If there is any change in the day, she makes sure she front loads them, especially the students with autism and with mental health disabilities. Important to front load them so they know that what the expectations are. The teacher had a work board for all the students, so when it was time for a break, they especially they knew in what they wanted to do. Most of the time it was worked into their schedule, or other times they were given a choice that they could actually look at the workboard and what they can do. Since the students that are low functioning have a hard time processing auditory language, Ms. Fullen would show them visually what was expected, the use of role play or pictures, or one of the students, or actually all the students, came into the classroom and were introducing themselves to everybody. And when they introduced themselves to everybody, they either used their device or used their language with the appropriate handshake, a very firm handshake, looking visually in their eye. And it was very, very important for them to realize that that was something that they would do in everyday life, to meet and greet friends, family, strangers. All the students did very well. They all came up to me and said hello to me. And then what they did was they considered on their schedule, they continued their schedule. Miss Robin had to encourage some of them to check their schedule, and when they were doing their tasks, she was very quick to check for understanding and to make sure that they knew all the different, the different tasks that they had to do. There were some problem solving actually that had to be done in quite a few of the different students' jobs. Tatiana was vacuuming, and the cord was way across the room, and she couldn't actually reach the mess that was right near me. And what she did was she couldn't figure it out. She kept trying to vacuum, get closer and closer, and then it would get unplugged. And then Robin would say, okay, now what could you do if it was over here? What could you do? And it took a time for her to realize exactly, after a couple of tries of it coming unplugged, and exactly what to do. So what Robin did was she pulled the vacuum a little bit closer when it pulled out of the wall and said, okay, around here, is there something you can do differently? Instead of plugging it over there, what could you do over here? And then she realized, oh, I could plug it in right here. So there was always check for understanding, and always supporting the students in anywhere that they could go, in what direction to be successful. And another student was actually folding laundry, and to check for understanding, she made sure that she looked at her. I'm so sorry. She actually looked at her to make sure, you're doing a good job, and she would say thumbs up because she is nonverbal. One of the other students was actually playing during his job. He had a job that he had to do to straighten up the store, and he would stack up you'll hear in the video, you have to stack up the Kleenexes, and he stacked it like 9 high and watched them fall. He stacked them on the top shelf and watched them fall, stacked them on the bottom shelf and watched them fall. So she was quick to come over and say, okay, Daniel, what do you need to do? These don't go up here, so what do you need to do? And she had visuals, pictures to show them exactly how high to visually to stack them. But I think it was very, very important that she had movement in the classroom to keep them engaged, and she had auditory and visual and kinesthetic is more successful to work with low functioning students. And actually autistic students also, because it's important, because it's different ways that they learn to be more successful when they learn. It was obvious that the teacher worked very hard so the students are successful with the use of visuals technology and also the use of timers and computers. It's also important to know that she made sure that